You know of movies and musicians that have a cult following, but the dish I'm going to make today is a street food classic with a cult following. I'm Tarika, welcoming you to Get Curried. Egg pomfret or egg paplet as it's known is a popular street food dish from Surat which has now become very popular right through the country. Now there are three elements to this dish. First we'll cook what is called an egg keema, then a sort of an omelette and then a gravy, then we'll put everything together. So I'm going to first start with the cooking here. I've got some oil here in a pan that I'm just going to heat up. To this I'm also going to add a little bit of butter. The butter has melted, so now I'm going to add some freshly crushed black pepper. Just add so much flavor to this dish. And some jeera or cumin. Now while that is starting to sizzle, I'm also going to add some finely chopped onion. And I'm going to saute this for a couple of minutes. And while the onions are sauteing, I'm going to make a quick paste also that's going to make this really delicious. I'm going to take some fresh cilantro or dhania leaves. You can also use the stems because that has all the flavor. I'm going to add 1 green chilli and some garlic and ginger. And I'm going to add a little bit of water just to help grind this up. Okay, so this green paste of ours is absolutely ready. Let's check on the onions. Perfect. So now I'm going to add a little bit of garam masala. Stir that in. Saute the masala with the onions and the whole spices that we've used. Now I'm going to add the white part of 2 eggs that I've boiled and I've just kind of chopped this up. I'm going to use that for the egg keema part of this dish. Just add that in. You want it to cook with all the spices in this and take on all the flavors. Now after sauteing the egg with the spices here for a couple of minutes, I'm going to add this lovely green masala. Saute that in. Now you want to let all of this cook because remember we have raw ginger and garlic in this. So saute this really well. I know what you're thinking, lady, where's the salt? I haven't forgotten it. But remember to add little because there are 3 components to this dish. So you don't want to over salt any component. Mix that in. Okay, so this keema, egg keema of ours is absolutely ready. I've turned off the flame and I'm just going to put it back in this bowl to rest while we move on to the next component. While this is cooling, I'm just going to add a tiny dash of some lemon juice and just mix that in and let this cool while we move on to the next component. We've made our stuffing. Now I'm going to make the omelette in which that stuffing will go. So I've got 3 eggs here and I'm going to add some spices to it. Little bit of black pepper powder, some cumin powder, little bit of red chili powder. And remember when we're going with salt, you don't want to add too much salt because like I said, salt is in every component of this dish. Now just whisk everything together. Now in the same pan, I'm going to add some oil and butter. Remember this is a street food dish, so like there's lots of butter in this. Once the butter has melted, I'm just going to add this egg mixture. And you want to let this cook on a medium flame. Okay, so now our omelette has also cooked through. You can see that it's cooked on the inside as well. I'm going to turn it off. And I've got a plate here. This is the final plate that I'm going to plate this up in. I'm going to put it here and then do the stuffing. Now just plonk this filling here, and now we're going to fold it over after that so that it somewhat resembles a paplet or a pomfret. Now just fold it over, and with a knife I'm going to give it cuts like a fish, like a paplet. And now on the sides we'll make a delicious gravy or curry to go with it. Now this is a one pan dish. In the same pan I have a little bit of oil left, so I'm only going to add a little bit more, not too much, because I have to cook onions and stuff like that. And a little bit of butter, street food, remember. Just let that butter melt. Okay, so now that the butter has melted, I'm going to add some whole spices. Just like we did for our egg keema, I'm going to add some black peppercorns. Now I'm going to add some cumin seeds. Same family of flavors, remember. So the next thing that's going to go in is some onion paste. This is the paste of 1 onion. Now I'm going to add some garlic, some ginger, and saute that with this onion paste. You're going to need a good couple of minutes of sauteing this. Now you'll see that this paste has changed color. It's cooked down really well. So now I'm going to add some tomato puree. Now as soon as you add the tomato puree, what you want to add is the yolks of the 2 eggs that we had used the white of. What a complicated sentence. Anyway, so what I've done is that I've grated that. I'm going to add that in to cook with the tomato puree. And just mix that with the puree really well. Now to this, let's add some spices. I'm going to start with some red chili powder, little bit of turmeric, some coriander powder, and some garam masala. Lovely. Now again, where's the salt? I didn't forget. Let's add some salt. I'm going to add a little bit of water at this stage just so that I can cook the spices. And again, just cook the spices, the tomato puree and the egg really well together. I've sauteed this for a good couple of minutes. I'm going to add some more water to give it a more gravy-like consistency. I've let this cook for a couple of minutes. It smells absolutely divine here, so it's time to open up the lid and check. Ooh, nice and thick and bubbling away. I'm going to turn off the flame and now plate it up before we can eat it. You want to get this lovely gravy on the sides of our pomfret. This egg paplet is bound to be a hit in your home as well. Do try this recipe and stay tuned to get curried for loads more.